Hey, once again, this is Donald from Padlock Technologies here to give you a bonus use case for Cisco Secure Access or SASE. Now, I know I gave you the main use cases, which are secure internet, uh, ZTNA as a service, and VPN or RAVPN as a service. So, the one I'm going to talk about today, technically, it's a bonus uh, use case because not everybody has this architecture, so you can't really use it like the other three architectures or other three use cases. So this is SD-WAN integration, or what I like to call NG, next generation SD-WAN. Now, if you don't know what SD-WAN is, I'll give you a brief overview and then we'll talk about next generation SD-WAN. So SD-WAN has a couple components in it, and I'll just go over it. Cisco version of SD-WAN. If you're using some other SD-WAN, this is not that video. This is strictly for Cisco SD-WAN. So you have the vManage, you have vSmart, you have vBond, and you have vEdges or cEdges for the Cisco version. The vEdges are the old Viptela, but you can still use those in Cisco Secure Access as well. So this is your management plane. This is the vSmarts. If you look at these are like BGP route reflectors. Right? So this is the control plane, really. This is your control plane. Really? And then this is your orchestration plane. I always get this spelling this wrong, so sorry for that. Orchestration plane. So the whole point of this is for onboarding cEdges to the fabric. C/V edges to the fabric. Right? And then your cEdge is pretty much your data plane. This is how traffic gets forwarding in the fabric. Now, great piece of technology. It's transport agnostic, meaning it could be MPLS underneath, it could be plain old internet, it could be some other kind of circuit that you got tied into it. Doesn't really matter the circuit. It's going to create these overlay tunnels over the top, and then you just forward your traffic on there. Has a lot of routing capabilities, has zero touch provisioning or ZTP, and it's pretty much a go-to if you're somebody that has a headquarters and then want to have branch sites. They do, think of it, if you know what DNVPN is or FlexVPN is, it's pretty much an automated version or SD version or SDN version of those technologies. It's no more on-box configuration. Everything is done in vManage, and then it gets pushed out to the cEdges for any kind of routing situation. Now, you use this to connect, branch sites back to HQ or branch sites to a data center that houses the workloads. So how does this turn into next generation SD-WAN? So let's draw a quick, let's say you have data center over here, data center 1, DC1, DC2. And then we will have this INET, regular INET here. And then I'm going to put a couple branch sites at the bottom. So we'll do some branch sites here. We'll say branch B1, B2, and B3. Right? In your typical architecture, you may go up to a router here. Let's say this is cEdge C3, C2, C1, and then we have another C, and these are all edges, so we just got C4 and 5, right? And these can be ISRs, ASRs, whatever, doesn't really matter at this point. Now, what this is going to do is, here's your transports that tie into normal INET, and then we're going to run tunnels over the top. Everybody's going to have, automated tunnels all over the place. So know how to get there. Now you can technically manipulate this in vManage to only show certain routes, but most people just set it and forget it. Everybody has access to everybody, and just automated tunnels all over the place. You don't have to worry about that. So this is going to be controlled by, again, vManage, the whole stack, right? The whole SD-WAN stack for Cisco. Now, where this becomes next generation is because on these C edges, there is a IPS module. Obviously, there's an AVC module, or application visibility and control module, that you can actually import in these, and it runs like a little VM inside the box, and then you just route traffic through there, sort of like some service chaining thing, right? You could do that, or you can technically integrate. Let's go in here. You can integrate secure access into it, and then use all the security functions on top of secure access. Like, just put secure access on top of SD-WAN, basically. So these tunnels will still be here for site-to-site connectivity, right? Or, branch to branch, branch to data center, branch to, oh, I forgot to put this in here too, because some people do this as well. This is Azure, AWS, G Cloud, God forbid if you're using that, but G Cloud, and then they'll have a virtual, a VC edge, and then that will also have tunnels to get everything back to here. So this is really like remote, our hybrid data center. So you'll have some workloads in the cloud, some workloads in the data center 1 and data center 2. Now, between here, and I'm going to get into a little architect design conversation. This could be L2, dark fiber kind of situation. You just run L2. They have some synchronous replication going on for sub-second convergence, stuff like that. This could be a VXLAN fabric, and depending on what you're using, this could be ACI or your traditional BGP, EVPN, MS multi-site configuration. You can also do multi-site in ASI, but you need something called an MSO to do that, which is the multi-site orchestrator. Think of it like the APIC for the APIC. So this is this design, right? And obviously you're advertising your routes between the two, so everybody knows how to get there. The problem is there's no internet protection here. You can do DAI, which technically is, I know I say technically a lot, I think it's funny. So you can do DAI, which is going to NAT to the underlay network. So if you don't know how SD-WAN works, there are VPNs. Anything that's in the public transport or the underlay would be in VPN 0, VPN 0, VPN 0. This is where your routes were sent in. That's going to be your underlay routes. And then everything past that, that's going towards the resources here, would be in a service VPN. We just call this VPN 1, right? So everything is VPN 1. Now, the trick to this is as long as everybody's in VPN 1 for the service VPN, you'll see all the routes. You'll know how to get everything. Now, if this was in VPN 1 and the other one was in VPN 2, technically from segmentation standpoint, they can't see each other. So they wouldn't be able to talk to each other because they're in different service VPNs. But that's SD-WAN, and I don't want to get too far into that because that's not the purpose of this video. So how you would protect the internet traffic, instead of doing a traditional DAI and then everything goes out, the underlay transport gets natted and then comes back. Instead of doing that, there's no protection there. There's no, DLP strategy. There is no web filtering there. There is, no tenant control here. What you would do is you would integrate secure access with vManage, and then this would pull in the SASE cloud, our secure access. There we go, SASE here. So from an internet perspective, what would happen is everybody would have two tunnels. You have your regular overlay SD-WAN fabric, and then you'll have a tunnel, which is still a static VTI for internet access going to secure access, right? Now, AWS is a different beast. Unless you're sending traffic for internet traffic out of the CV edge, you're not going to use it for this use case, but everything else, internet would be going out of here. Most of the time, it's going to be the branch sites that's going to be doing this because your data centers are probably going to go through a firewall. And technically, you can take your firewall and do a tunnel to secure access and then do SSL decryption. You can offload the SSL decryption function to secure access. But now, all your functionalities, the ACP will control everything here. And you can do a tunnel object in secure access to specify certain rules for certain tunnels. And now you have all the functionality there. You have, and I just mentioned it, you can offload the SSL decryption, right? You can do malware and IPS, or IPS. You can do tenant control. So this is if you're going to like Office 365 and stuff like that. Box, Dropbox. You can, what other functionalities you can have in here? All the functionalities that we traditionally talked about. You can do ZTNA, which I know is a big one, so I'm going to put it in green. You can do ZTNA. So basically, this can be cloud-based or browser-based. Now, this will probably be ZTNA going to the data centers or to cloud resources. You're not really going to do ZTA for things that sit in the branches because no real server workloads should be sitting in your branch locations. That should just be where users go and connect, and then they connect the resources that are in your DCs are in the cloud. So this architecture takes the best of both worlds. Automated tunnels and connectivity and route control from SD-WAN, and then all the security capabilities of secure access, SASE, Cisco secure access in this example, and they marry the two. So you get the best of both worlds. Again, this is a bonus use case because not everybody has Cisco secure access, or they don't even have Cisco SD-WAN. So they don't have that. They don't have any of this. If you do have SD-WAN and you have it set up, then all you need to do is tap into Cisco secure access, and then you can marry both functionalities and get the best of both worlds. So that gap that secure WAN has, which is the security part, is now being it's now being plugged in with secure access or SASE. So I hope you enjoyed this quick, brief bonus video about another use case, which is next generation secure or SD-WAN. I don't You want to know a little bit more about SASE, specifically Cisco Secure Access, but I just do SASE in general. I have a white paper in the link. You click that link, just put in your name and your email address, and I will go ahead and you get access to that link. If you already have some of these components in here and now you just want to know how to get the secure access piece put on top of this, there's another link in the description. Let's talk at padlocktech.com. That is to start a discovery call. Again, this is not a sales call, just like I say in all the other videos, because I don't even know if I can help you. I don't know your architecture. I don't know anything about you. So I can't try to sell you on the first call. It doesn't make any sense. I need to see where you are before I can tell you where you need to go. So if you click that link, you schedule a discovery call. We'll see what you're doing currently right now, and then we see how we can potentially help you. And if we can't, we can give you some alternatives or put you in the right direction, and you get help from there. Once again, this is Donald from Padlock Technologies, owner and principal. Hope you enjoyed this video and hope it was very informative, and have a nice day.